My name is Beverly Evans and I'm head teacher at Oakwood School, which is a special school for secondary children with special educational needs. Because we're a special school, most of our young people have been historically transported to and from school. So at one point, over 90% of our students came to school either in taxis or in a taxi minibus, and then they were taken home in that way. And one of the things that we found though is that as they moved through to Key Stage 4 and on to college, they had difficulties then in moving forward within the world because they were still special needs and they were cabbed in and cabbed out. And so going to college always created a lot of anxiety because they were going to have to start moving throughout the borough because they come from other sides of the borough and they didn't know how to move around. We decided we'd run a bike club, but it was really difficult because our children were taxied in and taxied home, so we didn't have bikes. So I applied for a lottery grant to set up a bike club. The lottery gave us £10,000. And with that £10,000 we were able to buy a lot of good quality bikes, but also as part of that we were able to put in a programme to maintain the bikes. So we have somebody coming in and that person will maintain the bikes, or we send them if they need to be repaired. And some of our young people then spend time with Mr. Wheelies and they do bike maintenance, so that not only are they cycling, they learn how to maintain their bikes. So what Bexley did was they put together a project for travel training, and there were different parts to the travel training. One of the first parts were they did some workshops with a group of young people, and they met with them and they talked through, and they met a series of travel trainers and travel buddies. So then they had one-to-one buddies who at first just came when they were in school and chatted to them and then took them out on the bus or for a walk and talked about their journey to school. Then the buddies would plan the routes and for as long as it was necessary would meet them and would give them key points of safety on the routes and people who were around that they could identify, and took them on the journey to school and then collected them from school until the children, felt ready and able to do their journey. The travel training programme has meant that, our young people have been much more confident moving throughout the borough. Our young people have, special needs and are statemented for their social, emotional, behavioural difficulties. That means that they can be anxious, moving, through just coming to and from school. So one of the things that's done in the first instance is it's made them much more confident and much happier about travelling. And in terms of their Key Stage 4, when they now go to work experience, there was a lot of us having to take young people to work experience, and they were really unsure, and it was always a major anxiety about when they went, how they would get there and how they would get home. But now that isn't an issue, because when we come to do work experience, they're already travelling independently. And it also means that now when we come to apply for colleges, there's no anxiety about how they're going to get there, and their parents aren't anxious about how they're going to get there.
I learned how to cross the road safely.
In the travel training I learned where to get my bus. I used to travel to school on a minibus, what the school provided. I prefer to get the bus to school because then I'd get more independence.
By working with Mr. Wheelie, it makes me more confident with helping people, especially when I'm not in school. I get to learn how to fix my own bike in my own way, but instead of having to take it somewhere to get it fixed for a certain amount of money. So then it's basically wasting money when I have to do the job myself.